let's start the session. Hello all. First, I would like to introduce myself. Dr. Shrikrushna. I am from Buldhana, district of Maharashtra. I have secured rank 155 in this year's civil services. My optional subject was anthropology, and I can say that through this video, as the UPSC Time YouTube channel has said me that I need to guide the people. So they have given me some questions. I would like to take that questions and then we can discuss Q&A session. So I will be starting with those questions. So regarding my UPSC journey, I would say that my journey started when I completed my internship in 2020. I joined as a medical officer. I prepared while doing my job, and after in 2020 along with job I gave one attempt, but I could not qualify CSAT in that attempt. Then in 2021 I again gave another attempt, that also I could not clear the GS. So these two attempts were while I was working, but then I took a conscious leave from the job, then give full place attempt in 2022. In that attempt, I could qualify the prelims, then qualify the mains, and I reached up to the interview stage. But because my mains was not that much great, so I missed the final cutoff by around 47 marks. So again, I reappeared for 2023 prelims, cleared the prelims, then cleared mains. My mains went with much satisfaction. I would say that I completed all the papers with great quality. So I was sure that I will be getting an interview call. I went ahead with my interview preparation, and ultimately I got an AIR of 155. So in that journey, I can say that my mains was a great differentiator. In last year's mains, I got around 714 marks, and in this year's mains, I got around 820 marks. So that was a huge jump of 106 marks. So regarding the question is regarding whom do I give the credit for my success. I would say that the credit is I cannot point out to one single individual. It's a journey of whole my family, my friends, then my colleagues at my workplace. They helped me that throughout my journey. They helped me that you can do it. They motivated me as well as supported me. So that is what motivated me to go beyond and pursue for this success. So the next question, we will come towards the strategy session for the prelims, how I prepared for the GS and CSAT. So prelims consist of two papers, the GS and CSAT, and there are 6 to 7 key areas in GS like polity, economy, environment, modern history, then ancient medieval history, and economy, geography, and current affairs. So I had referred one book for all these subjects. One subject is equal to one book. Like for polity, I had read M. Lakshmikant. For modern history, I had read Spectrum by Rajiv Ahir. Then for ancient and medieval, I had read Tamil Nadu NCERTs, 11 12 Tamil Nadu NCERTs. For geography, I had read 11 12 NCERTs. For current affairs, I had followed Vision IAS current monthly magazines, and then followed it with Sunya IAS prelims oriented current affairs. So this is, and for for environment, I had read Shankar IAS. So this is my overall book list for prelims. So the strategy for prelims is practice, practice, and practice. The more you practice, the luckier you get. With the current changing pattern of prelims, we can say that prelims is becoming more and more challenging and tougher, and the randomness is increasing. Like, we cannot solely rely on the knowledge part. We need to have some common sense, some logic. We need to keep our eyes and ear open. What is happening in the surrounding. So for that, I gave mini mocks. Like during 2022 attempt, I had gave around 80 mocks, and in those 80 mocks, I practiced different strategies, like different simulations, through which I can practice different types of uh, questions, and that analysis of that question papers helped me to clear prelims. So the mocks are easily available in the market. You can bring that xerox and solve those at your library or home but it has to be in a simulated environment. You should do in exam like scenario, you should fill the OMR properly, and your strategies regarding solving the paper has to be to the point. Regarding the CSAT, I would say that I have mostly relied on the PYQs, and I repeatedly solved the PYQs, previous year questions. I got to know from that what are my strong points and what are my weak points. I emphasized on the strong points. At the same time, I tried to minimize my weaknesses like permutation, combination, mixture, and allegations. These were some of my weaknesses. I worked on them, but I still was not sure about them. So I used to take them at the end of the paper. Uh, Firstly, I would solve easy questions like time and distance, speed, and average percentage, like that questions. Then I would solve all the comprehension based question, and in the end, if I have some time, then I will solve this mixture and allegation, permutation, combination questions. Because uh, in CSAT we just need to qualify the 67 marks cutoff. So if we have some 40 to 45 questions, 45 to 48 questions, if you are attempting and your accuracy rate is good, then there are high chances that you will qualify the CSAT with good margin. And for practicing the CSAT, I also referred to Vision IS mock papers. I used to bring them to the market and solve them at my home. Uh, then coming to the mains part, I can say that mains is a very tough and deciding factor in your rank. Mains is what that gives you the rank. I would say that for mains, my book list was somewhat related to prelims. For Polity, I had read Lakshmikant, but there are some topics which are main specific. Like in GS1, we have post independence and world history. For that, I had read Vision IS value addition material. For society, I had read Smriti Shah ma'am's notes from Vision IS. For governance part, also I read Vision IS value added material. For social justice, I had read the current affairs magazine, which usually comes at the time of mains. That is called as mains 365. Most history is a very dynamic subject and it is current oriented. So for economy, I had followed Brunal sir's notes. Then for environment, I used Shivin Chaudhary sir's basic notes for environment. Then for disaster management, I had used Vision IS value added material. Then for internal security, also I used Vision IS value added material. And for science tech, I solely relied on the current affairs. Regarding the GS4, my book list was I read the lexicon book, but I would say that it was not that much effective. The book is very vaguely written. So the newer books like D.K. Balaji sir's book for ethics or Mudit Jain sir's Decode Ethics, I have heard from my friends they are good. So you can go through that. But ethics is all about having your own uniqueness and writing, making your own notes, and then using those examples, those value additions for framing your answers. So I focused more on in ethics the answer writing part, and my score in ethics in both my mains is very good. Last year I got 1110 and this year I got 124. So this was my book list for mains. So how to start answer writing? I would say that you cannot start the answer writing from the first day. You need to have some basic foundation to start answer writing. I would say that if you start your preparation, if you have 3-4 months solid preparation of optional or any GS, then you can start writing the answers. Firstly, you can write the previous year questions, and if you have any mentor or you have joined any coaching, then you can get those answers checked or corrected from your mentors. And even if you don't have any mentor, then you can download the model answer papers of any institute and cross check your answers with those model answers. And do not try to copy those model answers because they are not written in the exam like situation, but try to get the idea if you are completing the demand, addressing the demand of the question, or you are digressing from the demand. So this way you can it can help you to start your answer writing. There is a inertia to start answer writing. Every day we delay the answer writing, but trust me, the earlier you start practicing answer writing, the better you will get at it. because the turbulent phase has to be clear off, then only the clear answer writing will happen. What should be the approach for answer writing? Look, UPSC is not like typical board exams or university exams. It is solution oriented exam. We are aspiring for the administrative job, and whose main job is to solve the problem, not to look at the problem, but the problems which people will bring to them. We need to solve those problems. So your answer writing style has to be based on that. Your answer has to be multidimensional. You should think from all the perspectives. Like if there is any problem, like problem related to AI in healthcare, then you should try to watch all the situations, like how can AI help in healthcare, and your approach has to be multidimensional and futuristic. You need to have solution oriented mind. You cannot provide challenges and opportunities, but at the same time you need to provide the way forward. How can you utilize that knowledge in healthcare? So you should reflect your personality, that solution oriented approach in your through your answers. So that has to be your approach for answer writing. Importance of previous year questions. Yes, I can say that previous year questions are the backbone of your preparation. Syllabus and previous year question, if you can go by this, then you will not have any kind of wrong direct preparation. These are your guiding path in this torturous journey. The analysis of PYQ, be it in mains or be it in prelims, with if you have solid analysis of those PYQs, then you will get to know what kind of areas UPSC is focusing, what are the repeated themes. So rather than going studying everything under the sun, if you focus on high yielding areas, then that will save your time and channelize your preparation. How to analyze previous year questions? Yes, for prelims, I would say that the questions usually do not get repeated in the next attempt or next years. Like if there is one question on Buddhism, then that question may not get repeated in say next 5 years or next 10 years, but the theme is Buddhism, which will get repeated in next year or 2 3 years. So you need to study all the options in detail, and along with that you need to revisit your basic books and study Buddhism in detail. So the theme based analysis of PYQ is important rather than going question by question. Same goes for the mains. Many questions get repeated, but at the same time there is certain pattern. Like in GS2, if we get a question on self-help groups this year, second year you can get a question on NGO, third year again you can get a question on self-help groups. So this kind of analysis and pattern making you can form for mains, and you can somehow gauge or predict the mains question papers. How many hours you need to study? So it depends on person to person and at what stage of preparation you are. So when I was in my internship, I used to get around 2 to 3 hours, and that was my introduction to UPSC. So I was not that much serious, but once I started preparing full fledged, then I used to sit for 7 to 8 hours or sometimes up to 10 hours during my first attempt. But in consecutive attempts, as I had my foundation always ready, then I can reduce that time to 5 to 6 hours or 8 hours. But with prelims is approaching now, like 40 days is left for prelims, then this time you need to go full throttle. You need to study for 10 hours or 12 hours, and between the prelims and mains phase, for those 3 months you need to study to your maximum capacity. But at the same time you should keep in mind that you should not feel burnout. You need to have a sustained effort throughout those 3 months. Like I used to study for 10 hours, on an average 10 hours daily for the from prelims to mains period, and that consistent effort in a day, every day, will help you to have a greater edge in mains examination. How it looks like to crack UPSC from rural background? uh, I can say that it's a great sense, it's a great honor, because the people from or students from rural background, they somewhat lack confidence that how can we crack this exam. It is called as one of the toughest in India or per se in the world. Then I can say that with right guidance, right mentorship, and focused and dedicated attempt, you can always crack this exam, because UPSC gives a level playing field to all participants. It does not differentiate between an IITian or MBBS doctor or a humanities graduate. It is in that way UPSC is fair, and those with sustained effort, perseverance, persistence, dedication can have a good go at this exam. Importance of newspaper. Yes, newspaper forms the basic of your information base. It helps you to widen your horizon, and it makes you aware regarding whatever happening in your surrounding. And mainly the questions of UPSC are also somewhat related to current affairs. So I used to follow one newspaper during prelims and main stage, and for interview stage I used to read two newspapers. Throughout my prelims and mains preparation, I had read The Hindu, and for interview, I had added Indian Express as a second newspaper. And in newspaper also, all the news are not important. Political and semi-political news you can skip for prelims and mains preparation stage. You should focus more on the editorials and news which are related to your syllabus points. For the interview stage, the somewhat semi-political news also becomes important, because if there is any kind of anti-defection, if there is any kind of defection or other political instability in your state, then that becomes an important pointer of your DAC, and the interviewer may get interested in those points. So, like recently in Maharashtra, there was a change of government, so that had become an important topic for my interview preparation. So likewise, uh, you need to look at what stage of preparation you are, and accordingly you can read the newspaper. Importance of coaching. I can say that coaching provides you a path to follow. You can go through that path, and they provide you guidance that will help you to reduce the time period for knowing this exam. And but I can say that coaching is only helpful for knowing this exam and getting that guidance, but the efforts has to be yours. You need to have those efforts, and the dedication has to be there. Motivation can't be external, it has to be internal. But if you can't afford coaching, then absolutely with self study you can crack this exam. I have myself cracked this exam without any coaching, and I can say that if you go through right mentorship approach and following the book list, then you can crack this exam. There is no need to coaching. You can join test series and mock interviews for mains and interview. What was my motivation to prepare for civil services? Look, I'm very keen about healthcare sector. I was interested in that as well, but somehow during my childhood, I had a dream of becoming a civil servant. I had read some autobiographies of the civil servant, and that had generated my interest towards civil services. But I can say that looking at the uncertainty of UPSC, I had prepared my plan B. MBBS was my plan B. If I had failed in UPSC, then I would have done my PG or would have set up my private clinic. But the motivation came from my mother. She always wanted me to become a civil servant, and I had made a promise to her, and to fulfill that promise, I started this journey, and hope finally I kept that promise. Social media used during UPSC preparation. I was not on any social media platform for the last 3 years. I was just using Telegram, and I kept Telegram just for the UPSC related preparation. And being away from social media in a way helps you to channelize your energy in that UPSC preparation. You are very much focused. But if you are active on social media, then you get to know about what your friends or colleagues are doing in their life. If they are, then you get that FOMO that they are moving ahead in their life, and you are stuck in that 10 by 10 room and studying continuously and not getting any result. So avoiding social media is what I can suggest. but there are few people who crack this exam with social media as well. But you need to use that social media productively. If you are using Instagram for your study related problems or YouTube for study related issues, then that's a well and good. Test series, importance of test series. Yes, test series has an important role to play in UPSC success, be it prelims, mains, or even for interview we need to go give mock test. I would say that uh, people say that UPSC is very much unpredictable, random. We need lot of luck, but I can say that the more you practice, the luckier you get, and with more and more practice, you have greater chance to crack this exam. I can say that when I could not clear the prelims, for the next prelims I had gave around 80 mock test of different coaching institute, and I could clear the cutoff comfortably. During the mains, this year's mains, in which I increased the marks by 106 mark, I had gave around 35 tests between those 3 months. Those included essay, GS, and optional papers. So I can say that with conviction, practice makes you perfect, and test series helps you to practice those tests. What should be your daily schedule and timetable? Basically depends how at what stage of preparation you are and how many hours daily you get. Working professional usually do not get that much hours, so they need to have some flexible approach. But if someone is preparing full fledged, they have 24 hours. I can say that uh, from my personal experience, I can say that you need to be a early morning riser. I used to go to library at around 7 or 7:30. Then till 1 a.m. I had to study. I used to make two blocks. Then 7 to 10 and then 10 to 1. In those two blocks, I used to study whatever I need to study in a fresh manner. Like I have not studied yet, and after at 1 o'clock I would have my lunch. From 2 to 5 I would have next slot. In that slot I would study somewhat interesting subjects and some relaxing subjects, because after study after lunch you get some lethargy. At 5 o'clock I would have my some kind of tea and drinks break. Since 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock I would have another session, a rigorous session, and after 9 o'clock after dinner I would study current affairs for 2 hours. So that used to be my full fledged. When I used to study full fledged, that used to be my daily schedule. Medium percentage for UPSC, I can say that you can go with any kind of medium, be it English, be it in Hindi or any regional language, but make sure that you are comfortable with that language. My medium was English, and I was very comfortable with English right in the prelims and mains preparation. For the interview, I can say that uh, you, you need to converse with the board, you need to express yourself with the board. So choose a language which you are comfortable in. So I can say that I choose English, but I had some hiccups with English initially, but somehow I developed my speaking skills. I'm still not that much fluent, but I am still practicing that, and I could manage interview in English as well. So it depends in which language you are comfortable with. UPSC does not have any biasness with any kind of medium. You go with your own conviction. कोचिंग के लिए दिल्ली जाना ज़रूरी है क्या? I would say that absolutely it is not at all necessary to go to Delhi. I myself studied from Pune, which was my workplace, but I can say that you can always take online coaching. Post COVID, there are many online platforms which are providing foundation course. So you can take their foundation course and watch those videos in your home or library. There is no need to go to Delhi, and even if people are going to Delhi, I would suggest them that you should have a focused mindset to study there. I had been there for my two UPSC interviews. I have seen that many people in those ORN and Mukherjee Nagar are not that much serious towards civil services. They roam around for tea and other breaks, and the addiction related problems also pollution is there in Delhi. So if you can prepare from your home time in from your comfort zone, there is good food at your home, so you should look at that option. But if someone is not at all have that environment of study in their home or hometown, then they can think of going to Delhi. Ups and downs regarding during the UPSC journey. Yes, I can say that UPSC is very torturous. I would say that intellectually the syllabus is not that much difficult. It is general awareness till 12th standard, 6th to 12th standard syllabus is there. But I would say that process is very much grueling. There is prelims, there is mains, there is interview. Even if you fail at any stage, you need to go back and start from the zero. Uh, there is all or none law in UPSC, but in other exams like NIT PG or IIT JEE, it is not that. It is not the case. If you have any bad day, if you have bad day, then your rank will go down and you will get something or else. But in UPSC, this is not the case. Also, I call it a dirty dozen. UPSC has 2 prelims paper, 9 mains paper, and 1 interview. If your 12 dirty dozen do not align, then you will not get a rank, or you will not get a rank or desired service. So, in those throughout this preparation, mental health becomes an very much important. You need to have those strong pillars of your life. I had my family, my friends. My family was very much supportive. My friends were quite comfortable. They made me comfortable during my low moments. So I would say that you should take in consideration of having good friends, but at the same time hobby also helps. I had a hobby of watching cricket and playing cricket. I used to practice that, and throughout this journey I had developed the hobby of reading books. So reading those books helped me to declutter my mind and channelize my preparation towards my goal. Revision कैसे करें? I would say there are different methods of revision. Um, First revision, what I followed is that if I read something in today, then next day when I go to library, in the initial 1.5 hour, I would study whatever I had read yesterday, so that in a way had a picturesque memory in my mind. Secondly, you can study for 6 days, and on the 7th day of your week, you can revise whatever you have read in those 6 days. And again, you can revise everything you have read in that month for the last 2 to 3 days of that month. So, this way, in a way, you will be in a loop of revision, and you will be able to better reproduce that material, be it in your MCQs or written exam. So, that was my revision strategy. I think I have covered near about all the questions. If there are any questions in the live chat, you can ask me. Which is the best current affairs magazine? I would say Vision IS. Vision IS current affairs magazine is quite good. Which mentorship did you take? I would say that I took mentorship at the main stage for GS, the main test. I had taken guidance of Sajal Singh sir. Earlier he was associated with Civils Delhi. Now he is at Wajirang. Secondly, for anthropology, I had 2 mentors. One was Dr. Vivekananda sir. He's from Hyderabad. His academy's name is Reflections IS. And this year's means I had joined the test series of Karandeep sir from Level Up IS. My medium was English. Any suggestions for Prelims 2024? I would say that around 40 days are left. Mm, you must have revised enough. You must have at least 1 or 2 revisions. Now I can say that you must focus on giving more exam simulated mock test. Try to give different mock test and try to give it in exam like scenario, and judge your preparation based on the outcome of the test. Like you need to have one basic understanding that at what attempt you are getting your maximum marks. Like my sweet spot used to be 85 to 88. Whatever, if I attempt more questions than 88, then my marks would decrease, and if I attempt less than 85, then also my marks would decrease. So that understanding has to be there. So I would suggest that you need to solve more and more mock tests in next 40 days, and in the last 10 days I would say focus solely on the previous year question. Try to solve at least last 10 years previous year question, so that you get familiar with the UPSC language, and you can be in a better place to gauge the UPSC paper. One question is that people are saying that Lakshmikant's relevance is decreasing. uh, I don't know Lakshmikant's relevance is decreasing or not, but still Lakshmikant is a very good book. You can cover your basic understanding of polity from Lakshmikant. You can have your foundation, but at the same time, if we look at the prelims and mains question papers, they are not focusing more on the static part related to Lakshmikant, but they are going one step further. Like last year, I think in prelims they had asked a question related to parole and furlough. So that was not mentioned in Lakshmikant, but it was in the current affairs because of some news. So we need to keep your eyes and ears open related to current affairs and go one step further. You need to have some research from Google or watch some YouTube videos so that you can solve those kind of questions. How was my interview experience? Yeah, I would say that it was very pleasant experience. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. My board members were very much cordial. The panel was very new. They also had their first year as an interviewer. My interview was basically based on my background as a medical student, then my hometown Jalgaon Jamod. Along with that, they asked me questions related to my hobby, which was cricket and reading books. So in a way, it was a very pleasant experience, and I thoroughly enjoyed that experience. I think I have addressed all the queries, and I would say let's let's end this session. It is already 35 minutes, and I can say that if you have any questions, then you can connect with me on my Instagram channel. My Instagram name is Dr. Shrikrushna Sushir, and you can also connect with me on my Telegram channel. My Telegram ID is Dr. Shri IAS. I would love to address your queries if you have any. Thank you for your time, and I would also like to thank UPSC Time for giving me this platform to interact with the students. Thank you.